So we have 3 business lines. So we do driveline products, motor products, and now we also do sensors and software products. So in driveline, we are displaying our epicyclic gear sets, which are used for either quad motor electric vehicles or multi-axle commercial vehicles. We are showcasing our first, and I think first Asian company to have an electronically locking differential for off-roading vehicles. One of the first laser welded differentials in the world. So we've done away with the bolts. So it becomes an integrated system. Makes it lighter, plus bolts used to come loose, so there was a problem in differentials of NVH. Also, they could sometimes shear off because of the torsion.
Right.
All of these problems get solved, and it's economically better for the customer. In motor, we are showing the first of its kind in the world, magnetless SRM motor.
Okay.
So they have, SRM is a 100-year-old technology to make motors, but nobody was able to solve the torque ripple. Torque ripple,
Okay.
and engineers are not very fancy people, so torque ripple is exactly what it sounds like. The torque used to ripple.
Okay.
So it could go from, let's say, 50 Newton meter to suddenly to 5 Newton meter. And that used to create a lot of noise, vibration, and it won't give you continuous torque.
Correct.
In a vehicle, with spinning vehicles, you need a very consistent torque, so it wasn't applicable for automotive. What we have done with the help of our partners Anydyme, who come from the McMaster's University's Electrical Engineering Department, they have almost made it zero, this torque ripple, through software and power electronics.
Okay.
And after this, I will show it to you, and you can put your hand on it. It is even lower vibration than BLDC or PMSM motor. It's actually almost zero vibration and almost no sound.
Okay.
So we made the first one of them for a 13 kilowatt continuous and 25 kilowatt peak, which can be used in multiple applications, high performance bikes, small cars or small commercial vehicles. We can of course make it bigger, but for the first proto we thought this is a good use case to solve, as at least for India this is the segment that is electrifying faster.
Which is not in production right now.
No. This is the new product. We have produced, validated on vehicles, and we are working with a few of our customers on it. In automotive, when you start designing a vehicle to when it's actually on road will take 2 years.
Okay.
So hopefully, end of 2024, early 25, it should be on the road.
Okay.
So we have this phrase that we've coined. I'm sure you guys have heard of CASE.
Yes.
Right? We tend to disagree a little bit on some aspects, so our phrase is EPIC: electric, personalized, intelligent, and connected.
Okay.
Sensors and software using connectivity make your vehicles and the systems inside the vehicle more intelligent and more connected. That's the job. Earlier, if you go back a little bit in history, right, almost all systems within a vehicle were using your motive force. They were mostly mechanical. Let's say you had to roll down a window, you did this. Yeah, so your kinetic energy came from your body.
Correct.
Right? Then we moved to a place where it became electromechanical. You pressed a button and the function got done.
Correct.
No intelligence, however, even at this stage, right? There's no smartness. Then we started moving to now your wipers work on their own. They detect rain and act. Anything, any smartness or any autonomy, when we say autonomous function, is what? Is this a function of replacing your limbs, hands and legs first, which is mostly electromechanical, then your senses, your eyes and ears, and then your brain. That is it. That's what anything smart is, a smart machine. That's basically it. So sensors and software help us go to that next level. So we did a lot of hydromechanical intelligence addition, but you need that to actually make it a fully smart system rather than have dumb systems. And that's basically the aim. So even if you look at an EDL, the electromechanical part which we made will need something to tell it when to stop, right? That intelligence also we want to work on. That's basically the entire plan in one. So, last 2 years we've been studying this space, sensors and software, and the debate basically is LiDAR versus camera versus radar, right? That's basically the. LiDAR is about 1,000 times more expensive than a radar. That's the problem. It is, yes, very good at solving what it does solve. Very high resolution laser images and capturing. But that cost is not necessary to be spent for all functions.
Okay.
Camera is cheap and ubiquitous, commoditized. However, it is not good for many applications because it gets blinded far too often.
True.
Right? Line of sight, gone. Dark, gone. Fog, gone. Rain, gone. Ice, gone.
Mud comes on it, you can't see it.
Lots of issues. So what we said is radar on this price performance curve, on this optima, solves for about 50% of all ADAS issues. So then we said, let's go in radar. Then we researched on who are the top 3 companies in radar sensing technology in the world. And then we went with the best. And we made them an offer. There is a lot of cultural alignment. They didn't want to be acquired and sell out. They think there is great potential for them. So yeah, we joined hands. They continue to own 46%. We'll own 54%. And we'll work together. We have great customer access. Our largest market is America. They are European. That's what we bring to them is our entire customer set. I don't know if you read, but we serve 7 of the top 10 car makers in the world. For them, that's not access as a 10-year-old company you can get immediately. There is synergy in the motor controller part we do already, that there are a lot of modules that we can work together on. But firstly, we want to focus on the business plan we made together with these guys. ACAM, in-cabin sensing, ASPER, which is outside cabin sensory perception, and what is continuing, what is today the 10 million almost of revenues, licensing and software. That we will continue as a separate vertical. So these are the 3 revenue streams that we'll continue to work on. So there are 3 levels. One is you start with embedded software that goes with the chipset, right? So that production, I mean that they're already doing with with the world's largest chip makers of radar chips.
Okay.
Actually, they are the only provider for that. So that is why they have this revenue, which is almost every chip sold, they'll get some revenue.
Okay.
Then you go to the second set where someone says, I will make the hardware, can you do the programming for me? They'll sell the software. Again, there's not much production. Third level is when an automaker approaches and says, can you supply the whole module? We can do that too. What we do with Sona also is a similar approach. It's behind you. Like if someone says, give me the differential gear, I'll do the rest. We say, okay, sure. You say, give me the differential assembly. We say, okay, we can do that. Someone says, give me the whole gearbox. We say, okay, we can do that.
Correct.
But you have to have the ability to do any level.
Any level, correct.
That's basically the thing. I think last year we were 2,100. Even if I do double of first half, we are crossing 2,500. So the thing is that we grow despite all this. We were a 350 crore company in 2016. From there to 2,100 is a 36% CAGR growth. In this, we've had COVID, we've had this war, we've had a BS6, whatever. See, confidence is the ability to move with forward momentum despite uncertainty.
Right.
If you have certainty, what do you need confidence for? Then everybody is confident. So that's our story, that we can move on our own steam. We just win a lot more business than we had. That's it. So industry growth in the last 3 years, if you see, is negative. So if we are growing at 30% plus despite negative industry growth, means basically new orders is how we are growing. For that you need new products. अगर आप देखें, our stall layout is, there is a black floor some area, there is blue and there is white. It's intentional. Black is where we started 7 years ago. That one table is all we had. Blue is what we produce cereal today, and white is what we have but we don't have purchase orders for, basically. So this is all just work of 7 years. So if you want to expand at that rate, you have to keep making more, and for what you make, keep expanding your market share.
Okay.
So like differential gears, we must be almost close to 8% of the world market share. We don't talk about India market share because it has no meaning in any product we do. We in starter motors would be 4.5% of the world market share. In differential assemblies, for battery electric vehicle, because that's all we make it for, to be honest, we'd be between 12 to 15% of the world market share.
Okay.
And I include China, world.
Electric vehicles.
Correct. BEV, battery electric,
Battery.
not hybrid.
Okay.
So hybrid में torque और कम होता है. So high torque is where we gain.
Okay.
So BEV differential assembly between 12 to 15 changes depending on which market is doing well, which customer is doing well, but that's our market share. So keep increasing your global market share and keep adding new products, then taking them also there. Like our latest product is the traction motor. We're not very big. It is a product only for India because it's a two-wheeler traction motor. But even that, last year we produced 120,000.
Okay.
I don't know how many electric two-wheelers were produced overall, but I'm guessing between 600 to 700,000. So yeah, we will be between 15 to 20% of India's total electric two-wheeler market. One company. You will, if you go around today, you will see 60 people showing motors. The point is not to make a product to show someone and get a headline. It is how many did you sell is the point. We will not make something if we can't be the top 4 or 5 in the world at doing it. If we can't, don't do it.
Okay.
There are 100 things to do in life. We can choose something better. Same thing I told you about which application we'll choose. If you're not going to be in the top 4 or 5 in the world, don't do it. There's no point. Second, you got to be able to make good money doing it. If you can't make money, don't do it because money is freedom. We make 27% EBITDA. That's our average EBITDA for the last 7 years.
Okay.
Why we need to make money at this high margin is because we have a lot of capital requirement. We have to invest. And if you're making good money, people also let you do cool things. They let you go and take bigger risks. They let you make magnetless motors. If you make 10% margin and 3% profit comes, trust me, they won't let you take risks with money. I need the capital to be able to do cool things because those days are gone when people used to say bringing global technology to India. Are we that underconfident as a country, the largest engineering talent pool in the world, that we can't take technology abroad? So we don't want to be those guys.
Right.
But for that you need to have money to invest. That is how you move with your own steam.
Okay.
Right? So you need to have that. Third, I need to be passionate about it. Because there are things that you can make good money doing also, and you could be good. Let's say, I don't know, floor mats. Maybe I'll be the best in the world at floor mat. I don't get excited by floor mats. So, not really. We like propulsion things that move the vehicle. It's, important. We are mostly engineers, by the way, so that's a little... I was in finance when I started. We're not very acquisitive by nature. This is our second in the last 8 years since I started working. I started working in 2015.
Okay.
And this is the second I've done. First one was Comstar to add motor.
Right.
And electronics, we started with them. Then software sensor. It is always capability addition that will drive our decision. Well, the magnetless motor, I have to say, has had the most overwhelming response. Actually, far more than I thought I'll have in India. We were thinking 2024 CES is where we'll do our big bang.
Okay.
But yeah, response has been too much to handle type. So now we are also figuring out again that same priority of who do we work with, because as the power requirement of motor goes up, magnet cost keeps going up and becomes a bigger and bigger part of motor.
Okay.
When you're removing motors, so at a higher power, you're solving for a bigger delta. Second, we thought, because of this and because of that economic use theory, LCVs and four-wheeler, those guys are better customers. That's whom we did the pilot with, and their specs we made the motor work.
Okay.
But I just realized the passenger vehicle guys are the most interested because they're saying, no NVH, I want this.
Right.
And everybody wants a 100% localized India supply chain, and if you take magnet out, that thing becomes 100% India. Otherwise, whoever makes a motor, 50% goes to China
Okay.
in the world. As more and more electrification happens, neodymium is limited.
Right.
So you can't, magnet cost will keep going up.
Going up.
This solves all that. So this is truly revolutionary, and I know it might sound exaggeration because we're sitting in Delhi and in India, and if I was saying this in Las Vegas, it would be much more easy to accept. That is the first of its kind in the world. So we also don't really know the potential yet, but the response has been, I won't name the company, but their MD, their ex-MD, their head of sourcing, their next head of sourcing, like the entire top team was there. And I thought, they do a 10-minute tour of all stalls, in which 2 minute, one polite question, shake head and go. They spent 15 minutes on the magnetless motor and touching and doing this and asking so many questions. And I realized that I think we have something way bigger than we thought we had. I thought this is for LCV and high performance bikes. Again, this is truly, and I think the China supply chain moving away angle for customers is way bigger than we thought it was.